Welcome to the Fireside Chat for Season 14 of the Fire This Time Festival. My name is Cezar Williams, and I am the Artistic Director of the Fire This Time. And it is my joy, my pleasure to bring in Phillip Gregory Burke, whose play, He's the First, will be featured in our 10-minute play festival. Phillip, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me, Cezar. I'm really glad to be here.
Oh, it is so cool to see you, to have this opportunity. Your play, He's the First. If I was going to give a theme on what a lot of them were about, and you'll see it even in the plays that we selected for the festival, were about our need to be seen,
Hmm.
also to control the manner in which we are seen.
Hmm.
And so your play has these two young men who are just two incredible characters. Not just in the way you've constructed them and they're written, but just who they are as people. Like these are
Hmm.
two people that I could really enjoy spending time with. Um, but they're so and I don't want to give away anything about the play, but they're both so strong and kind of being their authentic selves,
Hmm. Yes.
such a young age.
Hmm.
And it's just a joy to see. And like I said before, I just feel like it's something that clearly Black artists feel is necessary, and I have a feeling that our audiences will appreciate as well. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I wanted to create characters who I wish I was able to be at that age.
Yes.
Um, and um, and have them be surrounded in environments that I was not. So I'm glad that's resonating.
Yeah, really good job. Is there anything you'd like folks to know about He's the First?
So He's the First is about two young queer men, black men who are from different parts of the diaspora, different parts of the African diaspora, and they differ in terms of where they are in class. They differ in terms of where they go to school. Um, but what I love about this work is how these two young men still connect to each other despite their differences. And part of my work, part of my platform is as a writer is connecting the African diaspora together, and we're seeing that in this world, and I'm really excited about that, and excited about how, despite their differences, they discovered that they have so much in common, and the joy and the journey of them getting to know each other.
Yeah, yeah, you did a wonderful job of that. Shifting gears just a little bit, what other projects are you working on? Be it you're writing, you're a wonderful actor as well. You were in what season were you in? Season 10 or 9 of the festival?
Yes. Yeah, I was in season 10. I had to think
Yes.
for a moment because that was 2019. Oh my God,
Yes.
a pre-panny.
A
Um,
pre-panty festival.
a pre-panny festival where I got to act in a few different pieces, and it's a rite of passage as a black actor to be in as part of the Fire This Time festival. So when I got that email, I said, "Oh yes,
You've
yes, I
arrived.
must do it. I must do it. I must be a part of it." So I'm really happy that that happened. And now to come back as an actor is great. I don't know if I'll come back as a director because I do not direct. So, but writing and acting, my boxes are checked.
There you go. You were there in 2019 as an actor, and God willing, you will be back in 2023, January 19th, I think is when we're going to open the festival. In 2023, you'll be there as a writer, and we're so very proud of you, Phillip.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm excited. I've been telling everybody they're coming. They're
Oh
coming.
yeah, please we gotta get the buzz going. That's what part of this is doing. So I'm super excited.
I'm working on a very epic 10 cycle play that deals with sociological warfare and deals with spiritual warfare. And I have 4 plays completed, and I have 6 more to do. And I'm really excited about that. I was looking at the pages that I have so far, and that brings me a lot of joy. That brings me a lot of comfort knowing that, I'm creating a template for Black folk across the diaspora, and where I hope that they can see themselves in in leading roles,
Yes.
gives them things to do. Even if they come in act three, like they still have a lot to do.
Yeah. How do you think your experience as an actor has influenced your writing?
Well, I think that I make sure that the actors have meaty material no matter how big the role is. You know, actors goes through the script, see how many lines that they got,
We all do
see,
it.
what accent do I got to do? Like, who am I in the scene with and all that stuff. So, like, I want actors to know when they are reading a Phillip Gregory Burke play or when they are performing a Phillip Gregory Burke play that they're going to be taken care of no matter how big the size of their part is, because I write every character that I write. I love every character that I write, no matter if they're a villain or no matter what dastardly deeds that they do. Um, they will be fed and they will be fed a feast.
Right.
And I think at me being an actor, that's what I look for no matter how big the role is. So I want to be, as a writer, I'm in service of the actor so they can make sure that they have something meaty and juicy. I always say I want to give them a crying scene and a scene where they make everybody laugh.
Yeah.
For every character, and I think I'm doing that an okay job with that so far. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
When did you have you always been a writer, or is that something that you came into recently? What has been your journey?
I've always been writing. I remember I was 7 years old. I came home from school and my great grandmother was waiting for me at the door. And she said, "Go upstairs. I have a present for you." And I went upstairs, and on my bed was a yellow notebook. And it was 70 cents, a 70-cent notebook that was yellow from CVS. And I wrote everything in it. It wasn't a diary, it was just everything that I thought or things that I saw, things that I would see stories on TV and I wouldn't like the storylines and I would like put my version of that. I remember I had my own version of Aladdin um, out. And I inserted myself or characters that I thought needed to be in different worlds. And I would write it all in these notebooks and especially in that notebook. In high school, I took a journalism class where I got to write for the local paper.
Mm.
And I wrote my first article was about Aaliyah passing away.
Mm.
And I did a lot. I remember doing a lot of research, looking at Billboard magazines because you couldn't look up things on the internet at the time, and doing the whole card catalog thing. Oh,
Yeah.
God, like so, and just looking at remembering things from being a childhood fan of hers. That was my first ever article that I wrote. And I was really, and I still have it actually. I still have it actually. I just really wanted to create a world that's where queer Black characters are safe and have freedom that just wasn't even alive, not even 20 years ago, not even 10 or 5 years ago. But like now, there is a freedom, a certain level of freedom that is present, even in students that I have who identify as that. There's a freedom that there's a freedom that just isn't there, and that's a beautiful thing to witness. I think each generation should change and shift, and I think and seeing that makes me happy. It doesn't make me mourn what I didn't have. It makes me inspired by what I can still have
Yeah.
as an adult. And just having them surround in like the when this becomes a full length play, the adults that they're surrounded by, they're some really dynamic characters.
Yeah.
And just to be in supportive environments, we don't see that because it's usually death, dearth, and depression for Black bodies and queer bodies. It's always like a boys don't cry situation, because that's what was taught to me
Yeah.
as a kid. Like that's what you're gonna expect, So don't say nothing, don't ask, don't tell. But like now, there's such an there's it's that's not the world. There's not a world of fear that they're walking into. So like I want audiences to experience joy in the journey of these two queer Black characters who are experiencing joy in the journey of getting to know each other and joy in the journey that, no matter what happens in this world between these two characters, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. You don't got to worry about racism, even though we mentioned race. You don't got to worry about anti-queer stuff, even though they talk about the queer spectrum. You don't have to worry about any anti things. You just gotta, they're gonna be okay. And I think being known as a writer who's primarily does epic classical period pieces, it's really nice to do something contemporary. And that has like a comedic slant to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm funny in real life. Let me put some of this shit in my work.
Yes.
And it's important to me to see the full range of the diversity of Black queerness, of the intricate intersections of Blackness and queerness, the full range of that. And like, I feel like there's just a focus on one aspect of that. And that is valid, and we need that. But I also want to experience the full range of it, within that work. So yeah, that's what He's the First is gonna be about.
Yes. I do have one final question, but you're kind of already talking about it here. If you had a time machine and you could go back to Auburn, New York, and talk to little Phillip, what would you say?
I would tell him, things are gonna be okay. Now I need older Phillip to come back in the future to come to Phillip to today to say the same thing to me.
Yes.
But as a blankety blank year old, but I would say to young Phillip, things are going to be okay. What is this industry? And like, I feel like the spectrum of Blackness is, we're seeing so many spectrums and the diversity of it. And it's so enriching than what I was even taught in school. Or what I experienced in college and grad school, or even when I first came to New York. I like the diversity of the African diaspora experience that we're witnessing. And that's what my work does. I chronicle the sociology of the African diaspora experience. And I particularly illuminate the intersections of queerness, of Blackness and queerness throughout history. And it's nice to do that, to finally do that in a contemporary way.
Thank you.
Because I'm doing it in a historic way, because we've existed then, but it's nice to do it in a way where it's like, okay, I'm an authority on, I don't have to depend on the authority of like different scholarly texts. I can depend on like myself as a primary resource, because as a primary account, because I'm living history of it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Phillip. Everyone, thank you so much for taking a little time out of your day to watch the Fireside Chat. Please don't forget to come check out the Fire This Time Festival Season 14. You will see Phillip Gregory Burke's play. He's the first featured as part of our 10-minute play festival. Phillip, thank you again. Everyone, have a good night. Bye-bye.